Hey guys, it's Solo Skater here again with another gameplay commentary. Um, this time I'm playing as a Dutch again, up against another American player. Um, I'm going to go ahead and show you his army real fast. The rules were no cavalry and no irregulars. So he brought 3 howitzers, the other one is way down there. But basically he just brought all guards, and I was like, oh crap. But he made a few mistakes, but our general also couldn't be cavalry, so he had some Minutemen back there for his general. Um, so, and that's pretty much, that was his entire army. My army over here consisted of, I can't remember how many line infantry. I think, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 9. 4 riflemen and 4 Scots. I also brought a unit of Holland Guard for my general. So in this one, I knew he was probably going to be playing the offensive with all these guards. I figured he was going to be overconfident, and so I just moved my army into this small little, just little cut right here between these two hills. And I knew he was going to be moving up his artillery, so I sent 2 line infantry up here to handle his artillery. And surprisingly, he didn't have anything guarding it, so it was a real easy win for me right there. So I set up my riflemen right up in the front so I could get the first 2 shots, and um, mostly just try to outshoot him. So, because I know most units will become overwhelmed, and they tend to rout if they become overwhelmed. So, um, he actually, what he does, um, he actually puts his, he doesn't spread his line out very far. He only keeps them in these columns like so, which isn't really good, even though there is fire by rank. Um, so, the more you have your line spread out, the more shots land on the enemy. And this especially helps when you're playing in an early period game and you do not have fire by rank. Um, in this game again, I sort of tended to keep my Scots in the back as reinforcement. Um, so when a line broke, they could immediately charge up there and reinforce. So it was just trying to decide on what to do first, or what to handle first. I immediately knew, since he wasn't guarding his artillery, that I could just charge up there and wipe them out. I knew these line infantry would start getting overwhelmed, so this is where I moved my Scots up to outflank and put fire down on another side where his guards wouldn't return fire. And that really actually helps when suppressing the enemy. It'll cause them to rout faster. And the thing about light infantry, I'm just gonna say light infantry, even though they're riflemen. Um, they do crouch down in front of your line, so even though these guys are right behind them and still shooting, they're not gonna get shot in the back. See, and you can see my first group of line infantry are routing because of the overwhelming fire. So I eventually just moved these guys right here to help put some fire down on his left flank, which in turn really helped out when it really came to it. And my light infantry really took a pounding. So he eventually runs in with bayonets. and my guys start losing. So I see this happen, and I actually go for the pincer maneuver, which is to swing around your enemy from behind and just take him out that way. So I swing my light infantry around his flank so I can get some more shots in. Just because I knew I had enough guys over here to actually outmaneuver these guys. I don't even know where that shot came from. I think, yeah, I didn't even know they were even involved in this conflict up here. Yep. So this is where I just take these guys out. And what I've noticed is that the Dutch, I don't know if it's just the Dutch, but they do get really tired easily. So the Americans, they're starting to run in for charges. I think he's really getting kind of desperate and trying to stop the fire. So I eventually rout all of his guards over here, and I start a second pincer maneuver to swing around his flank. So here he starts charging. This is really, it didn't really scare me much. I wasn't really worried about him breaking through my lines because I could always send my guards up and start opening up on him. And I eventually moved my guards up. Yeah, there they go. So just in case they really broke through the line, so they could clean up anything that comes through. And after I rout his artillery, I come back around. So I eventually just encircle his army in a pit of death, I guess you can say. Yeah, they're actually statistically winning all these battles. Um, they're winning all of them up until I swing my guys around. And my opponent, he was really cool about stuff. He thought some of my guys were irregulars, but I told him that the Dutch, they actually don't have any irregulars or skirmishers for infantry. So, and this is really where they start losing. For me, when I'm hosting a match, I usually don't set up games with the large number of infantry or whatever, or large units, just because of the amount and the lag it causes sometimes, especially in larger battles. So I just decided to stick with I typically decide to stick with medium units, and they actually break through my line right there, and that's the only part they do. But they just get shot in the back, and they only have 52 guys left anyways. So it's not like they could have done anything. And they start routing because they're getting shot in the back. There's nothing they can do about it. I mean, 52 guys versus well over 1,000. And I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through this. I just run down this hill and slaughter his general and his howitzers. So I'm just going to fast forward through this and show you the stats. Alright, here are the stats. It was an easy game, especially with no cavalry and very little artillery. So I deployed 2,500 and only lost 900 of them, but I killed 1,300 of his guys, so I believe that's a really good ratio. He only deployed 1,600, mostly because they were all guards and they just became overwhelmed.